Hey everyone, today's video is about how to convert a liability into an asset by your very own Robert Kiyosaki. You won't want to miss it. Have you ever wondered why, no matter how hard you work, it feels like you're not getting ahead financially? Or why the rich seem to get richer while you struggle to keep up? Well, you're not alone. And today we're diving deep into the secrets that can transform your financial destiny. Today, we're not just talking theory, we're giving you practical insights and tools that have changed lives and could very well change yours too. We'll explore what assets really are, why your house might not be one, and how understanding cash flow could be the key to breaking free from financial struggles. So if you've ever felt stuck financially, or you're just curious about how to manage your money smarter, this is the video for you. Stick around, grab a notebook, and let's unlock the financial strategies that schools never taught us, but could set you up for a lifetime of success. Are you ready to change how you think about money? Let's get started. It's time to take control of your financial future. Today, subscribe to my channel and stay till the end. Even though I might have mentioned it before, it's an important point to discuss again. This is what learning about money is all about. Let's start with the basics. A financial statement. Surprisingly, I'd say about 95% of college graduates don't know what a financial statement is. But for young people like you, there are key terms you need to know for financial understanding. Income, expense, asset, liability. I don't worry much about my credit score. A credit score mainly shows if you're good with loans. But when you're borrowing huge amounts like I do, a simple credit score isn't enough. So remember these four terms: income, expense, asset, and liability. And the last two important words are cash flow, which is why the game we're talking about is named cash flow. It's not about having a college degree, but understanding how to manage your cash flow. Here's how it works. You make money, that's your income, but the way you spend it, your expenses, matters a lot. And here's a simple look at cash flow. Money comes in and then goes out. The first expense for most people, taxes. This is a typical cash flow pattern for someone who struggles with money. It's not about how much money you earn. Whether you're highly educated or not, if you can't control your expenses, you're in trouble. That's why money experts like Susie Orman tell you to cut up your credit cards and spend less than you make, because too many of us spend too much. Now let's look at the cash flow pattern of the middle class, which often includes owning a house. When someone gets a raise, the first thing they might do is buy a bigger house. They say, "My house is an asset," but who tells them that? They're a real estate agent, right? They want you to feel secure while you're actually losing money. Here's why a house isn't always an asset. Money comes in and goes right back out on mortgage payments. Or even if there's no mortgage, there are still taxes and upkeep costs. These costs mean your house is taking money from your pocket. Simply, assets put money in your pocket and liabilities pull money out. I'm not saying don't buy a house. So whether it's an asset or a liability depends on the cash flow. Does it bring money in or does it take money out? To all the young people and millennials listening, and even the older folks, having financial smarts means being able to control where your money goes. And that's a big lesson that schools often miss. They tell you to go to school, get a job, and right away a huge part of your money is taken by taxes. Then they urge you to buy a house and a car. But let's make this clear, a car is not an asset. It's a liability because of insurance, gas, and maintenance costs. However, if you use that car as a taxi to earn money, then it becomes an asset. It's all about cash flow. We recently spoke with some professional football players who made millions in their 20s, but sadly, many are broke within 2 years. Why? They couldn't manage their cash flow. Being smart about finances isn't measured by your IQ or a college degree. Though those are important, it's about controlling cash flow. The rich become richer because they earn money from assets, which are often taxed less. Sometimes even not at all. That's financial smarts, managing your cash flow. So let's go over it again. Assets bring money into your pocket, liabilities take money out. When you're thinking about a big buy like a house, ask yourself, will this pull money out of my pocket or add money to it? That's the core of cash flow. The key words for financial knowledge are income, expense, asset, and liability. But the central idea is always cash flow. Now let's talk about a delicate subject. Can people be assets or liabilities? Truthfully, they can be both. Think about personal connections. You fall in love, get married, have kids. Financially speaking, is a child an asset or a liability? A child is a liability. They cost a lot and get more expensive as they grow, especially with college fees. However, I'm not saying don't have kids, but you need to understand that financially, raising children is a big commitment. It's about knowing the financial impact and preparing for it, not just the emotional and personal joys and duties. This might sound tough, especially to those with socialist or communist ideas, but it's a financial truth. Children and dependents cost money. As people age, it's vital to think about how family members can become financial burdens. I have a friend whose mother's long-term care was suddenly stopped, costing around $17,000 a month to handle by himself. This is a hefty financial load, and it leads to an important question for the younger folks. Can you handle paying $20,000 a month for a parent's healthcare in their old age? For many, the answer is no, and this will be a reality for my generation. Many don't realize that their siblings or nieces and nephews can also turn into financial burdens. Those of us who are better off might find ourselves responsible for these two-legged liabilities. If my siblings fall sick as the one with money, it's up to me to cover their costs. People often overlook what happens not just as family members grow, but also as they age. Statistics show that for my generation, the last 2 years of life eat up about 80% of their savings due to soaring medical costs. Today, with insurance companies increasingly pulling out of long-term care options, like what happened to my friend's mother, many have to make severe changes, like moving an elderly parent into their home and altering their living space. He loves his mother, but financially, she's a huge liability, and his savings are quickly running out. So, when we talk about whether houses or people can be assets or liabilities, it's clear that people can be both. For many, a retirement account like a 401k might seem like an asset, but as we've seen, it's often a liability because the money keeps going out and there's no guarantee it'll be there when you need it. The basics of financial knowledge also extend to the people you spend time with. Having a bad advisor, whether it's a financial planner, a dishonest business partner, or even a spouse who's bad with money, can turn what should be support into a big liability. Handling human liabilities is a tough reality that many ignore. I have two friends who recently learned this the hard way. They joined the $1 Million Club not by making money, but by paying a lot in alimony after divorces. They married beautiful women, ended up divorced, and now they're paying $1 million a year each in alimony and child support. One of the women is only 40, lives a fancy life with many boyfriends, and all these costs are still covered by my friend. It's a funny, yet tough reality of how relationships can become financial drains. Understanding financial intelligence is about controlling your cash flow and tackling big issues. For example, another friend is now spending $18,000 a month on his mother's care. Luckily, he had $100,000 in savings, but that will run out in just over a year. That's not a sign of high financial smarts. For me, generating $18,000 a month in cash flow is doable, but it shows a big difference in financial abilities. When you're in your 20s, you might not think about needing $100,000 a month to care for your parents, but as life goes on, this becomes a serious reality because cash flow turns into liabilities. Moreover, the situation gets worse as bond markets don't give good returns and insurance companies go back on their promises, affecting the financial support for our loved ones. This situation highlights the importance of considering all potential liabilities, not just obvious ones like rent. It's crucial to think about family duties that might become financial burdens. For me, I know that family members could become financial liabilities, so I am prepared for that, with a couple of investments in place and not relenting. If something happens, like a sibling getting sick and needing $100,000 a month for care, I am ready to handle it, showing the need for strong financial planning and the ability to generate a lot of cash flow to manage these duties. Remember, the key words in financial understanding you must master are income, expense, asset, liability, and cash flow. Being able to control your cash flow is the core of financial smarts and knowledge. It's what makes you different in managing and growing your money effectively. Thank you all for tuning in and taking these lessons to heart. Remember, It's a journey that requires action and seizing opportunities. If you enjoyed this video, check out our next video. Like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Here's to your investing success. Profitable investing.